Beautiful Tapestry sisters, what you are about to see is an amazing expression of love and support from Tapestry sisters to Tapestry sisters. Each sister has a special personal message to inspire, to motivate, and to acknowledge that the Tapestry community still exists in there, and it still exists out here. So know that you are remembered, you are worthy, and you are Tapestry. My name is Annette Dominguez, and I am resilient, just like my sister.
Even though we can't be together in person, it doesn't mean we aren't together in heart and spirit. Always remember, you're not forgotten, you're not alone. You have so many that love you and care about you, some that you don't even know. I'm Miss McLean, and I fight for you, just like my sister.
I'm Samantha Byerly, and I was confused, lost, and dismayed from my past life. I had a lot of trouble with who I was and what I had to deal with being with a drug dealer after losing a man who had leukemia, and 5 friends that passed away with drug and alcohol. Sorry. It was a crazy life, and it only lasted 5 months, and it led me to prison. I was only 20 years old, and it was 1999. 3 years later, or 2003, I went into Tapestry because I wanted to change who I was, to get to know who I was, to strengthen who I was, and to get to know me better, and to deal with my issues and problems. And it made such an impact that I'm 41 now, and I wouldn't be where I am if I did not go to Tapestry. I'm so shaky. I really love my sisters and my family, and I am a strong, beautiful woman who deserves life just like my sister.
My name is Jessica Kaler. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I used to live a selfish, careless, wasteful life. I had no respect for myself and thought so little of my life. I had no hope and thought this is how it would always be. Tapestry changed that. My sisters made me believe I'm worth it. I am loved, I am somebody, and I am deserving. Today, I live that life. I have a full-time job. I give to my community. I live a happy, sober, meaningful life, and I am important, just like my sister.
Tiffany Lloyd. And before I entered into the Tapestry program, I was a very angry woman who lacked compassion for herself or other people. I had no structure. I had no stability. I had no idea even what it looked like. I was strung out on drugs and alcohol. I had lost custody of 3 of my children. Pretty much just felt like I was nothing. However, the Tapestry program changed me, changed my whole life. Today, I have custody back of my 7-year-old son. I have a relationship with my other 3 children. I'm clean and sober today. I have a job. I work at Worthington Industries. I network with my sisters. Let's just say Tapestry saved my life. Tapestry saves lives. Most of the women that are my sisters today, you will hear from, actually work for the state of Ohio or the state that they live in. So we have been reformed, and we have successfully been in the community, helping change lives too. And our sisters from the inside support us as well as we support them. We really need this program. And I am a strong, courageous woman, just like my sister.
Family, my name is Tara Hupp. When I arrived at Tapestry on February 16th, 2017, I was an insecure woman who believed that I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet, who had alienated my family. Tapestry taught me that I can do anything I put my mind to and have the ability to stand on my own 2 feet. And Tapestry has also helped me to have my family back in my life. Today, I am a certified chemical dependency counselor assistant, just like my sister.
Hello, my name is Amanda Browning. Before Tapestry, I was a broken little girl trapped inside searching for acceptance. This led me to hang out with people and places that were not healthy for me. I was sent to Marysville for 4 years and had no idea what was to come. In admissions, I discovered Tapestry. I knew deep down that this program was for me. Was it hard? Absolutely. Did I want to give up? Absolutely. Did I give up? Absolutely not. I had a group of women around me believing and loving me when I could not believe or love myself. My sisters accepted me for who I was, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am who I am today because of Tapestry. Without Tapestry, there was no hope. Today, I'm a sales manager for Best Carpet Clean. I am an awesome, caring mother. I am a woman full of strength, just like my sister.
My name's Miss Canterbury, Melissa Canterbury. I was in Tapestry in 2015 and 16, and Tapestry changed my life. I went into prison broken, sad, with a picture of society that was morphed. I had sold drugs, been mean, done all of those things that you could think, and I didn't ever think that I could have a different kind of life. Today I live sober. I have almost 6 years clean. I will be off of parole 100% tomorrow, 2 years early, and I've had a lot of great mentors from the Tapestry program and my sisters. Today I am an administrative assistant for Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, and I live my life sober and clean, just like my sister.
My name is Jacqueline Bussell. When I entered the Tapestry program, I had absolutely no idea who I was. I couldn't even tell you what my favorite color was. That's how confused I was. I was a liar, I was a thief, and I had no reason for anyone to trust me. I had let my children down, I had let my family down, and to be honest, I didn't care about anyone, including myself. What I learned from Tapestry is that I was worthy, I deserved love, and I deserved a second chance. I became trustworthy, I became honest, and I learned what integrity was. Today, I live by those principles. I am a mother, a grandmother, and I am a senior logistics coordinator for a multi-million-dollar company, just like my sisters.
Hi family, my name is Tanya Bunley. When I first went into Tapestry, I was just broken of life, broken of everything. Lost my kids, didn't know what to do. Tapestry's taught me how to love myself, and in order to love myself, I can love others. I've been home over 20 years. Thanks to the Tapestry program and my Tapestry sisters keeping me accountable. Today, I am loving, a great grandmother, a loving mom, and I am a project manager for the state of Ohio, and I just love all my sisters, just like my sister.
My name is Miranda Wyrick. I was Miss Patnod in the house, and I have been clean and sober now for 14 years. I would not be here today if it was not for my Tapestry family. In 2006, I was sent to federal prison for charges co-conspirator, and then in 2009, I was sent to do my 2007, I was sent to do my state time. I turned to drugs to deal with a very abusive relationship, and I did not know how to cope. Tapestry taught me how to cope, how to love myself again, taught me self-esteem and my self-worth. And without Tapestry, I wouldn't have that. We are here for you ladies, and we support you 100%. And I am the Vice President of Quality for a multi-million-dollar company, and I own my own small business, just like my sisters.
Family, I'm Jennifer Jackson. Before going into Tapestry, I had absolutely no self-identity. I did not think or feel that I was worthy of any kind of loving relationship, not even to myself, especially to myself. I could not even look at myself in the mirror. I ended up with a learning experience that I had to actually look in the mirror and tell me 3 nice things about myself. And I thought that was going to be the end. I never thought I would make it through that. But due to the love and support of my Tapestry sisters and the wonderful counselors that we have, I made it through that. Today, I not only have loving, supportive relationships, but I learned to love myself. I am a county employee. I am a recovery home coordinator. I am worthy, and I am a life worth saving, just like my sisters.
My name is Brandy Schultz. I got to Marysville in July of 2015. When I got there, I was just a young 24-year-old girl. I was angry, I was bitter, and I was selfish. When I popped out of admissions, I had kited Tapestry because I had heard of the program while I was in the county jail. But once I learned that the program had put a holder on you, I wanted off the list. I was trying to get to DCI because that's where I heard all the fun was happening. So I had kited them, told them to take me off the list. A couple weeks later, I'm sitting on my bunk and they tell me to pack it up and go to RN2. I was furious. So I got over there. I told them I didn't want a program, so they put me as a non-programmer. And that weekend, it was a Saturday morning, I was upstairs in my room, sleeping in, and I got woken up by the sisters singing the fight song. That song holds a special place for me because when I was being dropped off to ORW in the county van, that's the song that was on the radio. So that was pretty much my first aha moment before I even got into the program to show me that I belonged there and I needed that program. Once I started programming, I really worked on my guilt and shame for leaving my 4-year-old son back home. That ate me alive. But my counselor, Miss McLean, and all my sisters, they quickly helped me get through it. I learned my value when I was in there. I learned that I was worth it. I learned that I was still a good mom, even though I made some mistakes. And I learned to forgive myself, most importantly. That was the big thing. Tapestry, there's nothing like it. It's so crucial for us. Prison is a lonely and a scary place to be. And there's just something empowering about being able to create a sisterhood and have that bond beyond those walls despite the circumstances. It's so crucial for us. Like a sister, I had heard her say yesterday that being in the program, that lowers our chances of going back. I mean, I feel like that speaks for Tapestry in itself. Tapestry gave me a chance to be a mother again. Tapestry gave me a chance to be a successful member of society. Tapestry gave me another chance at life. And I will be forever grateful for that. And I am an employee of the state of Ohio, just like my sister.
My name is Mary Bernard. And before going to Tapestry, I had hit rock bottom. I joined Tapestry back in 1994, and I hit rock bottom. I lost custody of both my children. My daughter was a newborn when I went to Marysville. When I went to Tapestry, I was a mess. I myself was an adoptee, and I felt like I was worthless and I didn't mean anything to anybody. And Tapestry taught me that I was worth love. And here I sit now, 20-some years later, productive member of society, giving back to my community. I got to serve with AmeriCorps for 2 years. I work in workforce development, helping other people get back in the workforce, homeless, second chance individuals, just like my sister.
My name is Florence Daniels, and I have 7 numbers. I have been to prison 7 times in 3 different states and the feds. When I walked in Tapestry, I was a bully. I had low self-esteem. I felt like the biggest thing I ever did was be popular in the prison. People were taking bets on me that I would not last a week in Tapestry. I thought Tapestry was a cult. And the only reason I went was because I wanted a single room. Little did I know that that place was going to change my life. I was a career criminal. But you know what I found in Tapestry? I found people that wouldn't give up on me. All my life, I've been told I wasn't anything. Didn't nobody want to have nothing to do with me. But the staff and my sisters never gave up on me. It seemed like every other day I was being encountered about something. I was really off the chain. But today, I've been clean 17 years. This is the first time I haven't been back to prison. I usually stay home about a year and then I go right back. I haven't been to prison in 17 years. I live in Atlanta now, but I got to go to Tapestry at least once a year. I got to tell my sisters what this wonderful program did for me. It changed my life. I am Florence Daniels, and I am the first peer support to be hired by the Atlanta VA. Right now, we have 28, so I was number 1, and I'll never forget that. I speak all over Georgia. They say my story is masterful. So I'm just here to tell you that nothing changed my life but Tapestry. Tapestry changed my life, and I am Tapestry, just like my sister.
Hi, I'm Kathy Richardson, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I was in Tapestry in 2016. I've been alumni for 10 plus years. These sisters are not only my sisters, they're my family. Some of the sisters that you'll see today are women that I talk to all the time, that I talk to during good, during bad, during anything. I went to a halfway house after Tapestry. And they supported me from that very first day, that very first bus ride. They taught me, even out of prison, how to ride a bus. I'd never done that before. I come from a really good home. I have 2 amazing parents. Addiction didn't care. I started drinking early. I had no self-esteem, no self-worth, no self-respect. I was a liar, a cheater, a thief, anything bad you could say. I was that. My children didn't like me. My family didn't like me. I had really self-destructive behavior. I was in Tapestry. While I was in Tapestry, I learned to be aware of my surroundings. I learned about self-worth. I have a whole toolbox of tools that I learned while I was at Tapestry. I use them today in every single aspect of my life. I couldn't survive without them. I have long-term restored relationships with my children. They didn't like me very much by the time I got to prison. They didn't like me at all. My family couldn't stand me, didn't want to be around me, wouldn't take my call because I probably just needed more tequila or more drugs or more money. I'm employable today. I'm a homeowner. I co-own a business. I've been in recovery for 20 plus years, continuous sobriety. I'm the Vice President of Finance and Administration at Canoe Asset Management. I'm proof that Tapestry is needed and works, just like my sister.
My name is Kimberly Ross, and I went to Marysville in 2003. I had a 7-year sentence. Before I went to Tapestry, before I went to prison, I was in addiction for about 24 years, addictive process. And by the time I committed my crime, I was such a broken woman, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I was just down to probably the lowest a person could be. And they sent me for a forensic psychology report and I had to see a forensic psychologist down in Cincinnati. And I went and I just basically told them everything that had happened to me during my life and basically how I was thinking and feeling at the time. And they gave me a report that said that I had been so severely abused that it was not likely that I would ever be able to trust anyone enough to recover. And so they sent me to Marysville with a letter saying that they were going to put me in RTU, and just basically I was going to be medicated and kept in the mental health ward of ORW. And I felt really hopeless, and I felt like there was no hope for me. And I was really scared to death when I went there because I didn't know what to expect. And, you know, I just kept praying that something would happen, or I would be able to make my way through there. I was locked in a prison in my mind. I really didn't have a voice. All I did was cry all the time. And I met a girl who told me about Tapestry. And so I sent a kite to get into the program. And I was only out of admissions probably about 2 weeks, which is a miracle in itself, that I was actually transported to, I was able to go in the Elizabeth Cottage. I went into Tapestry. And the only thing I can say is for the first 5 months, I was not able to do much but process and listen to my sisters as they bared their soul. And I would just sit and cry because I felt those things, but I didn't know how to voice them. I didn't know how to talk about them. And I began to heal while I was in Tapestry, and everything in the program taught me that I was the problem, that it wasn't my circumstances and it wasn't everything that happened to me that was my problem. I was my problem. I was keeping myself stuck. And I just began to internalize everything that was being offered to me in Tapestry, and everything in there taught me how to think a different way. And that changed my behavior. My thoughts changed, and then my behavior changed. And the most important thing that Tapestry gave me was the ability to help myself. And my sisters were so supportive. There's a sister on here right now who literally picked me up off the ground the day my mother died, that held my hand the last time I talked to her. And she helped me get through the hardest time of my life. And I'm telling you that Tapestry changed me. It changed my life. And when I came home, that sister was there for me. Walk me through my process back into society. I've been clean now for 17 years. I am a wife. I am a mother. My children that were adopted, I've been reunited with them. I'm a grandmother. I'm a minister, a chemical dependency counselor. I'm a peer supporter and a peer supporter supervised. I worked in a community transition program. I've been back to tell my story and to just let people know that, and I want you sisters to know that you're not helpless. You are beautiful, you're strong, you can do this, and everything that you've been given, that you can utilize it to change your life. And for those that need to know, the Tapestry program works. And we need to keep that program because it's changing lives, and I am changing lives just like my sister.
I'm Kelly Beam. When I went to prison, I was broken. I didn't think I was worth anything. I felt alone. I went into Tapestry. I had contracted HIV in 2005. And I thought that I was HIV. I was fat, I was ugly, I was worthless. Nobody wanted me, nobody could love me. Tapestry taught me that I was a person, that what I had did not define who I was, that I was loved, and that I was a life worth saving. They taught me tools that I have brought home, and I've used those tools to stay clean and sober. On November 26th of last year, I have 10 years clean. I am loved. I am now going to get married. I've got some of my family back in my life. I am loved. I love myself today, and I couldn't say that before. and I love my Tapestry family just like my sister.
Hi, my name's Tiffany Howell. When I came to Tapestry, I hadn't known a real family. Almost every person in my family, 90% of the people in my family are addicts. Tapestry became my family. It became the true healthy family that I never had. They taught me how to be accountable for myself and for other people. Before Tapestry, I had an 18-year drug addiction. I had been in and out of every treatment program outside the gates of a prison, and it was my second prison number. The only program that has ever worked for me was Tapestry. The tools that I gained from Tapestry, I use every single day in every aspect of my life, even with my kids. Tapestry gave me what I have today. And what I have today is all 5 of my kids back in my life. I'm married. My husband and I just bought our first house. I am a full-time college student working toward a bachelor's degree in the science of business with a human resources certificate. I'm getting ready to start my junior year in college. I am also an Avon representative, and I am Tapestry strong, just like my sisters.
My name is Jaime. Before I went into Tapestry, I was very broken. I had no boundaries. I didn't even know what boundaries were. I didn't even know that they really existed. I never really heard the word before. I let people walk on me, treat me any way that they wanted to treat me. And I didn't have any self-respect at all. So obviously nobody else respected me either. My whole life I was looking for love, and I looked for love in all the wrong places. I looked for love with men, and I was always afraid to tell anyone no, because if I tell them no, then I would be alone. So when I went into the Tapestry program, I went in there and I told my counselor that there was no way that I would ever be able to get better, because I had been diagnosed at an early age with dissociative identity disorder. So I had lived my whole adulthood on Social Security thinking that I couldn't advance or I couldn't do anything in life. And then I saw some alumni come into Tapestry, and they told their story. And when I saw them, I wanted their happiness. I wanted the glow that they had. And it was the first time I think that I had any hope, like, okay, so this person went through what I went through. Maybe I can do this too. And so I learned to not be angry, and I learned to not live in hurt. And something that really stuck with me is that I learned that my biggest coping skill was self-pity, and getting self-pity from other people. And once I learned how to have boundaries and hold myself accountable and really look at myself and who I was, and be willing to learn and to be honest with myself. And I think that was the biggest thing, was being honest about everything in my life. And today I know that I am definitely worth everything, and I am not smaller than anyone. I do not let anyone belittle me. And I absolutely love my life, and it's all due to Tapestry. I would not be where I'm at today. I sing with a major choir, and I do a lot of volunteer work with a lot of different places. And today I am a paralegal, just like my sister.
Family, my name is Sheila Luther. I've been out of prison 14 years. When I went to prison, I was a broken woman in an abusive relationship. I didn't care if I died or who I hurt trying to die. The Tapestry program not only saved my life, but they helped me to know what to do with a life that was worth saving. So they gave me many tools that I continue to use every day in my life. Thank you, Tapestry. Thank you, Tapestry Alumni Sisters. And thank you, Annette Dominguez, for loving me until I could love myself. I am the founder of a prison ministry. We reach back to the sisters in prison to encourage them. And I bring outside church volunteers into the prison so they can be a part of the amazing and beautiful lives of you, my Tapestry sisters, just like my sister.
Hello, family. My name is Renee Bias Wright. When I got to Tapestry, it was in March of 2005. I was facing 10 years. Thank God I only served 3. But my story, which I thought was unique, but it was not. My mother committed suicide when I was 9. She was 31. She was a social worker for the county of LA. My grandmother raised us. We had a great upbringing. I was a spoiled brat, angry with my mother, so I decided I was not going to let anybody love me, and I was not going to trust anybody. The only person that I decided that I was going to let love me and that I trusted to love me was my only child. So anyway, fast forward, just fought my way in to get into Tapestry. 1 prison number, but it took me 3 times to complete that program. So you do the math and why. 6 hole shots. My first hole shot was from Tapestry because I decided that I was going to have the last say-so in a one-on-one with a sister. So anyway, moving on. Had the persona that I just had this wall. Nobody was going to penetrate it. But little did I know, I was hurting my sisters because I had sisters that dealt with domestic violence, and they didn't know how to approach me. And so one day in a Go and Grow, a sister stood up and said, "Sister, I'm scared because when we come down the steps, I don't know if you're going to grab me, knock me down, and I'm used to that. And I'm scared." When that happened, I just broke down and got into tears. And that day, normally the staff says you go, but the sisters decided to love me when I couldn't love myself. There's a sister right there that earlier that spoke, and I'm just going to say her name, Flo Daniels. She has a award named after her, and I was blessed enough to receive that award in her name. She also would come back, like she says, and she's true about it. She'd come back every year and speak at the house. So I remember when I heard her speak, and I just cried. And our counselor, Miss Logan, introduced me to her, and I remember the words, and I quote, she said, "Flo, this one here, yeah, she's you." But anyway, thanks to her, other sisters, Miss Richardson, a few other sisters, loved me enough to teach me how to love myself and to be able to accept love. One of my counselors gave me an LE because I was an isolator, okay? And the LE was, "Good morning, family. My name is Miss Wright. Isolation, something to the effect of, if I continue to isolate, isolation is death." And that's no lie. So when they say that that program saves lives, trust and believe. And I came in there with a bachelor's degree, but when I learned from my sisters and those counselors, I decided, I want to be like my family, my staff members and my sisters. So I got out, got a master's degree and master's in professional counseling. I'm a clinical therapist. And today I am Tapestry Strong, just like you, just like the former staff members, and just like my sister, I am my sister.
Sisters, my name right now is Kimberly Keevil. In the house, I was known as Miss Burns, and they also call me Burnsy. I'm super honored to be a part of this video with these amazing women for this amazing program. I'm super nervous, actually like shaking. It's just surreal is like the word that kept coming to mind as I'm watching this. Like, for me to be on the other side of this process it's amazing. I've been home for almost 13 years. I went into prison in 2005, and I really believe for several days, if not weeks, I was in shock. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't look at anybody. I was completely ridden with guilt and shame and remorse and embarrassment. And I really didn't know where to turn or even what to do. And I remember walking to, it was in the Elizabeth Cottage. So, I mean, I was in, I would walk past the Elizabeth College. I was in K1, and I would see the morning meeting going on, and like the lights on real early in the morning, and them singing, and the bright pictures in there. And it was like this little piece of heaven transplanted into that dark place. And I didn't know what that was. And so I asked somebody, and they said, that's Tapestry. They'll brainwash you in there. That's a cult. And all I remember thinking was, and I've heard other sisters say this, is my brain needed washed. I had a filthy brain. And regardless of everybody trying to talk me out of going there, I knew that God was speaking to me that I needed to go there. So I kited, and Miss Dominguez will probably remember this. They didn't accept me the first time. They just said, we don't think this program's for you. And it was devastating to me. And I went back to my bunk, and I prayed and cried. And I just remember hearing, like, keep trying. And I kept kiting, and I probably drove them crazy. But I just was, I was relentless. I knew that's where I had to be, or I was going to die. I would not survive prison or when I got home, because I really wanted to end my life. And so I remember being on my bunk one day, and like somebody else said earlier, that they said, Burns, back it up. And I was like, where am I going? And they're like, Tapestry. And it was the most joyous moment of my whole life. I'm serious, because I knew that my life was about to radically change. And but when I walked in there, that's when the real work really began. They gave me several LEs. One of the LEs was I couldn't say yes to anybody, because I was such a yes person. And that's really what led me to prison, was not being able to say no to anything. And I wasn't even allowed to, like, hand somebody a cup of coffee or hand somebody a paper. I had to, like, not do anything for anybody. Another thing I had to do was when I introduced myself at the beginning or end of meeting, I had to say, my name is Miss Burns and I love myself. And I'm telling you, I choked on those words, because I didn't feel any love for myself. And the family and the counselors loved me into loving myself, if that makes sense. I remember one time during the end of a meeting, when you do the 1, 2, 3 positive affirmation, 1, 2, 3, it's never too late to be what you might have been. And it, like, pierced my heart, and it spoke to me. And I remember thinking I had all these dreams that I had lost in addiction. And I became so many things in prison, and things that I was supposed to be, and got to do a lot of the artwork at Tapestry. And I got to interpret a lot of the music and sign language, and I still do that today. And I have a photography business and a graphic design business, and God has been so good to me. I'm married to a wonderful man. I've been reunited with all the children I lost in prison. I'm a grandma. I have a grandbaby. I bought a home. It's just been an amazing, amazing process for me. I also rescue dogs. I have 6 dogs, but they're being quiet right now. Cross my fingers. So I wanted to say to you, when I heard the program was coming to an end, or they were trying to end it, my heart broke, just like all of our hearts broke out here. I can't imagine what you're feeling. Know that we're thinking about you, praying for you. We're here for you. We know that it has to be a tremendously hard thing that you're going through, but we think about you, and you're in our thoughts all the time, and want you to know that you can make it. Tapestry will always be there. It's because it's inside of you, and it's inside of us. So I just wanted to say that I am forever grateful and forever family, just like my sister.
Family. I am Stacy Aller, and before prison, I was lost. I was abused. I was raped several times and put in many bad situations, and I used drugs and alcohol to cope. And then I entered Tapestry, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned that I had a voice. I learned that I didn't deserve to be abused. I learned structure. I learned so many things in there. And I have to say, I worked for recovery services for several years, and there just is not enough programs in there for the population that needs this help. And Tapestry was the best program ever. You lived in there, you learned so much, you breathed it. It was the only place that you could work on yourself 24/7, the only program. And I felt so much love from Tapestry, from my sisters, from the counselors. I could just go on and on. And when I heard that this was coming to an end, it broke my heart too, because these ladies need this in there. They need it desperately. And if it wasn't for Tapestry, I don't know where I'd be today. It really, truly saved my life. And today I'm grateful to say that I'm in a healthy relationship. I'm engaged and I'm a business owner, just like my sister.
Hi, my beautiful family. So, I arrived at ORW for the second time in 2011. And I knew that I was going to have to do something different, but I didn't even know what different was. I remember kiting to go to Tapestry, and like in my head, I was only doing it because I could get a judicial release if I went there. I had no idea the love I was going to receive once I got there. When I entered into Tapestry, like I was so broken and I didn't love myself. I didn't even know who I was. And Tapestry gave me a family that I had longed for my entire life. It put a whole new meaning on sisterhood to me, and the saying, I am my sister's keeper. It taught me so many things, and I'm so grateful that I am a part of this amazing family. The sisters, since I got out, I have fell down and scraped my knees a few times, but my sisters were there to pick me up. And I remember that one thing they always said to me was stay connected, relate, relate, relate. And I had no idea what that was going to do for me once I left ORW. And having that sisterhood and having my sisters has literally saved my life out here. Literally, if it weren't for Tapestry, I would not have had a second chance at life. My sisters were there. They always picked me up when I fell down. And now I am a case manager at Lawrence County Recovery under the supervision of another Tapestry sister that believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. I am Tapestry, just like my sister.
Moly. And I arrived in Tapestry in 1998. That's a long time ago, but I was in prison way before I even got there. I came from the federal prison and I had to meet the parole board. I went into Tapestry for all the wrong reasons. I thought I had a trick for Tapestry and the parole board, but unbeknownst to me, Tapestry had a trick for me. I went in for the parole board, but I stayed for me. I have the best friends. I learned from somebody else's encounter things that I needed to get better. It wasn't my encounter because I bucked it and I refused to work all 5 of them. But somebody else's encounters helped save my life. I had an amazing caseload and an amazing counselor. And I can remember another big moment in my life when we had a big group and Miss Dominguez and Miss Anna Humphreys was doing it. And we had to tell what we didn't want in our life anymore. And I stood up and I said, I never want to be a negative statistic ever again in my life. And I lived and I breathed that. I hated myself and I hated everybody. I was on a suicidal mission and I left with so much love. They did for me what I couldn't do for myself. I've been 25 years clean, and I'm well over 20 years of leaving the prison. The parole board found its way to let me go, and I promised them I wasn't coming back. And because I worked that program, I left with love and a connection. I live and I breathe Tapestry. If it wasn't for Tapestry, I would not be here today, listening to all my sisters' stories and successes and struggles. Life isn't easy or fair, but Tapestry gave me something that I did not know. And that was a way to cope and find connection and love, because I have made these great friends and family, and they taught me how to be a great mom, great grandmother. A business owner of 2 businesses. I'm a therapist, and because of them, because of what they gave me, I could teach somebody else, and that's important. I credit my whole life, my whole change on the Tapestry program, my sisters. My God, who would believe that I have so many great friendship and love and kindness, and they didn't know me, and we take each other in. And sisters, I know this is hard, that the program has come to an end, but we love you. We pray for you. We are waiting for you. If you need us, call us. We are writing, we are praying, we love you. I am a business owner, a grandmother, and I still rise every day like my sisters.
When you're broken and you're beaten down, when you're hungry, no one comes around. When you're all alone, you start to look around, and you see there's people that love you, they're standing right by you. They'll give you the reason to get up the mountain, give you the hope so that you can keep climbing. You can have it if you want it. Phoenix rising from the ashes. I'm living proof. I'm living proof. You can be one more statistic. You can see there's nothing missing. I'm living proof. I'm living proof. Oh, 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 oh. When it's peaceful and you don't hear a sound, I feel grateful just to be standing my ground. I really see my new life now. I see the sun right through the clouds. I'm walking away, I'm letting go of everything that could control me, of everyone that couldn't show me myself. You can have it if you want it. A phoenix rising from the ashes. I'm living proof. I'm living proof. You can be one more statistic. You can see there's nothing missing. I'm living proof. I'm living proof that when you're broken and you're beaten down, you'll find your angels. They're hiding all around. They'll help you pick up the pieces, find what's missing, so you will feel the sun shining and nothing else. And you can learn to live together with yourself. You can be all that you wanted. No more ghosts to leave you haunted. I'm living proof. I'm living proof. she